We'll hear a lot. There's a good crowd that has built for this one at Hogan's Road Reserve. A spot in the grand final up for grabs.
Oh,
the Lions.
James Condos straight into Kavanagh, and they're into Condos now.
Here we go. We're not far away on 88.9 Win FM. It's the semi-final in Division 1. Here with Andrew Wilson.
Umpire comes in, gets the second semi-final underway. McEnany wins the hit out uncontested. Still didn't fly, but no clear clearance there. McCarg's got a handball away. It spills to Van Reet. Just puts one on the boot, kicks it to half forward. Bouncing ball, Greenoff with a deft tap, beautifully done. Now they go inside 50 to Perkins.
Oh, great hands.
Strong hands in front of Kavanagh, and James Condos lets him know all about it. But it's with Perkins, and he's going to have a shot out. Shot from 20 metres on a slight angle, kicking to the Hogan's Road end here of Hogan's Road Reserve. So beautifully done by Greenoff there.
Oh,
beautiful tap.
Deft tap. Summed it up to perfection, Willow.
So Perkins for number 50 on the year, 49. And he's finally coming in now for the first of the afternoon. Perkins kicks on its way, pushed it to the right, one behind.
That breeze is really quick, really picked up Willow as well since the opening bounce. It was right behind that kick from Jace Perkins.
So behind to start for Deer Park. It was an ominous start as well. Greenhoff tapped it down to Maxie Bruin, and he delivered beautifully to Perkins, but he couldn't quite finish the job. And they just wait for the ball to be retrieved from the car park.
Big Nick Condos there behind the goals.
There he is. Lockie Hutchison to do the kicking in for the Kangaroos. First 30 minutes so vital, kicking into the breeze. Up they go. Kavanagh sets himself and takes a strong mark up against Greenhoff. He kicks a low ball. He's turned it over. It got held up in the breeze, and McCarg drifts in, takes the mark. His kick was partially smothered. Kavanagh makes up for his error, intercepts, gives the hand pass to Lockie Hutchison. Swips the hand pass back to Hemmons, close to goal, has to go across the face. It hangs in the air, makes Atkins wait for it, gives the hand pass again inboard, close to the boundary line. There was Hilton. He sets it up towards half-back. Lockie Smart jumped at it. At the bottom of the pack, Castellano flicks it out to descent. It was knocked down. It falls to McCarg. His kick goes straight up in the air. Falls to Greenhoff off hands. Hooks a kick back to full forward. Bruin comes in. Perkins gets first hands to it. Kavanagh was close company there. Hutchison ridden into the ground. Hand pass comes out for a kick.
Oh, it's 50. It's got to be 50.
It's going to be 50. Burns slipped the hand pass over the top, and then the kick sailed wide, but it is a free kick and 50-metre penalty going the way of the Kangaroos.
Lockie Hutchison's got the free kick. It's held by Jace Perkins in the tackle.
Very good, Willow. All over it. So this is their first foray forward, the Kangaroos. As Hemmons and Condos have a bit of argy-bargy on the outer side.
Mark Bullen was right about them coming out aggressive, wasn't it?
I tell you what, that is a very short 50 as well.
Where's the ball gone?
Well, it's over the fence. They've got to wait for it to be retrieved again. It could be a long quarter already.
Guys, Daniel Castellano looked like he has copped a bit of a knock as well. He looks a bit proppy. He's staying on the ground, but not moving freely.
Mass confusion out on the ground.
There's the ball. Finally, it comes on back in. Nearly everyone now in Sunshine's half of the ground. Lots of tall timber down inside 50 as the umpire marches it back to Lockie Hutchison in the middle.
There is not a Deer Park player past halfway.
Jace Perkins stands the mark as Hutchison goes short and out wide. And that is Lockie Smart. Drills the ball up to half forward in the McEnany direction, had it fisted away from him, and Matty Hutchison escorts it out of play. It'll be thrown in front of the Roos interchange. Deer Park are behind, Sunshine yet to score. 4 minutes gone opening term.
So wait the throw in now. 1 point lead to Deer Park. Rucks go at it. Stewart 1-2. Paddle it down to himself, and then got the clearance as well. Kicks a high ball, runs towards the boundary line. Had too much on it. On the full, free kick will go the way of the Kangaroos.
I almost marked that, Willow. It almost come right to me.
So Atkins with the free kick on centre wing. Getting slow build up. Forced to drive it long, looking for a mark. It's going to hold up in that breeze. Hack flies, good spoil at the back there by the Kangaroos forwards. Still lots of players around this ball. McEnany tried to get a handball, sort of threw it. Ball comes down to Houlihan, to Gallagher. Now with Purton Smith in some space. Runs up, tries to straighten on the right boot. It's going to come back. It's held up in the held up, and then Kavanagh takes the mark.
Kavanagh from right half back, poke short. It was a poor option, and he executed.
He's 0 for 2 with his kicks in.
Straight to Abu Ida, goes out of bounds.
Bit of a dust-up behind play here, guys. Daniel Stewart was right in the thick of it. He's out of it now, but there was a few fists flying there.
Yeah, there's been a bit of feeling in the opening few minutes here. Hogan's Road, and there's a free kick. It's going the way of the Kangaroos. About 100 metres off the ball. It was going to be thrown in at left half forward for Deer Park, but instead the Kangaroos will get a set shot, and I think Tim Quick might have had something to do with that.
Yeah, it's definitely Tim Quick. He's the offending player.
Ben McEnany will have the set shot. He's slightly right of centre here. About 35 metres out. This to silence the Lions army in the early stages. McEnany kicks truly. They're on the board. The Kangaroos, they've got the first of the afternoon, and after 6 minutes hold a 5-point lead. One straight 6, Deer Park, one behind.
Yeah, it's just Deer Park trying to flex their muscles over the new kids on the block at the moment. Yep. And there's a couple of indiscretions behind play that, well, umpired, they sorted them out. So let's get on with playing football now, which I think both sides will do. But Hemmings has got the job on Condos down here. Kavanagh's got the big job on Perkins. Gallagher and young Lockie Smart on this wing is a good matchup too.
About 20 years difference between those two. I think 37 and 17.
Yeah, young
from what the two coaches have said.
Has got the job on Castellano.
So back in the middle, no hit out there. Stewart has a good second effort. Got slung as he got the kick away. But now they go forward through Maloney to the Kangaroos. Ball goes to half forward. Still a hot footy. Ball bouncing around it, attacking 50 for them. And they're forced the stoppage.
Intense, good early.
There's still a lot of feeling in this one early.
Yeah.
The umpire's going to have to throw the ball up, get play restarted nice and quick. And Stewart with the left hand. Went in the Purton Smith direction, couldn't pick up. Castellano quickly on the left boot, bouncing ball. Did well, got it to Smart then. He got it the handball away over to Lyons. He has a shot at goal and misses to the right, one behind. So Lee, margin even, 1 goal. It's 1 point, plays 1-1-7, Sunshine lead.
Out of defence come the Lions, out in front of the intended target, but Atkins chops it off for the Kangaroos, tries valiantly to keep it in, couldn't keep it away from Mackenzie. It'll be thrown in on centre wing. They've got plenty of distance from the kick in the Lions there.
Good start so far by the Roos, isn't it?
Their intent is good at the back, flicked out the back, they win the clearance, hand pass comes back for Atkins, confronted, again steps away around his opponent, delivers inside the 50, diving in, Castellano front and centre, knocks it out to his advantage. He might have been held, he keeps it on the floor, then falls over, it spills into the congestion. What's the umpire going to do here? He's going to call for it. It'll be balled up at centre half forward, about 50 metres out from the Kangaroos' goal, who lead by 6. At the stoppage, Stewart palms it down with the left hand. It's collected by Tester, gives the hand pass running out of half-back. Long ball, Kavanagh's well set. He had front position against Perkins, and he juggled the mark, and he can give it to Abu Eid for the second time. This time he delivers on his chest, and Abu Eid can run down the wing. Broadcast side kicks up towards half-forward, thumped out of play. Well done by Chris Stewart, just marshalling things at half-back. Kills it. It'll be tossed back in at right half forward for the Roos. 1-1-7 to 1 behind. 9 played opening term.
Wait for the restart. 6-point lead. Ben McEnany with the opening goal. Umpire restarts play. Houlihan grabs it. Wheels around on his left. It's a shocking kick, bouncing ball. But it comes off because McCarg picked it up. He got the handball over the Cooper. He's got Burns in space, running on the left side. Hits Perkins shot what he should have taken. Kavanagh butters up well. Tackled by Gallagher, but got his handball away. Umpire said free kick to Kavanagh for legging. Shannon Burns better not kick it again.
Yeah, he started really well, Kavanagh.
Kavanagh with the free kick right half back in front of the caravan. Little short ball inside, defensive 50's okay. Hutchison with it. Back to Kavanagh. They've gone nowhere.
It's all right, they're making Deer Park man them up.
They're keeping the ball out of their hands as well.
That's right.
Kavanagh goes inboardish. Chopped off though by Stewart's coming back. He moves it on quickly. Got Houlihan in space. Mark's just on the 50. I think he's going to go. No, he's going to lay the pass now. Now goes the short ball. He's got Perkins all on his own. It takes the mark uncontested. Another second shot from pretty much the same spot as he did when he kicked the opening score of the game, which was that behind. Good ball movement again by Deer Park there. Houlihan waited, picked off a beauty. Perkins now on the left foot, goes around the body this time instead of the set shot. He puts it through. It's a goal number 50 for Jace Perkins on the season, and he gives Deer Park the lead yet again. So it's 1-1, or so scores tied 1-1-7 each. And we got 10.5 minutes first quarter.
Yeah, good start by the Kangaroos here. Their endeavour and their attack on the ball and the man's been really good. It's just a couple of skill errors that have let them down, and you can see the clubroom side what Deer Park want to do. They want to switch the play, get it through the corridor and then get it out to that far side of the ground or the attacking side, don't they?
So again, they've got to retrieve the footy from the car park.
A couple of fences to get over there too.
Yeah,
they've got a big high net there, but it's not high enough.
Yeah, and then they've got the fence behind the fence.
That's certainly not high enough. 1-1-7 apiece, 11.5 played in this opening term. In the firm centre square, centre wicket area here at Hogan's Road Reserve. At the bounce, McEnany jumped early, but Stewart maintained his position, won it down. Langwell ghosted onto it and then thumped the Kangaroos up towards half forward. It's bouncing away out in front of Matty Hutchison. Tried to keep it in front of him, then had to lay the tackle. It spills out the Kangaroos' way. Alice tried to get the footy as well. And it will be balled up. They've moved it out to centre wing. Close to the boundary line, clubroom side. The stoppage, Stewart tried to clear it out. Clearance comes the way there of Cooper, kicked a high ball, and it's been chopped off. It's a good mark by Lockie Hutchison. Sets it down the wing, and Stewart just gets in the perfect spot and takes the mark for the Lions. He sends a long ball up in the direction of Greenhoff. It tumbled forward. It wasn't his best kick, but Greenhoff had front spot. He gave it over the top, and now the next ball through the middle of the ground. Releases Bruin, has to go backwards. Hand pass to Van Reet in the long sleeves. Sends a low ball inside 50. Bounce collected by Gallagher rather. Kicks to full forward. Kondos was there, fisted away. Well done by Hemmons and Kavanagh. Rushed behind. Deer Park take the lead by a point, 1-2 to 1-1.
Kane McKenzie's come off for Sunshine. He looks like he's copped a knock to the back of the head. He's in a bit of pain. Doesn't look too serious, but he's having a rest.
Jesse McEnany took the mark and then kicked poorly. It almost got chopped off there by McKenzie. Castellano tried to collect it, but it beat him out of play. So they'll throw it in. That might be the other McKenzie you've seen. Mate, Kane McKenzie's alive and well on the field.
Umpire throws it back in. McEnany got the hit out, clicks at pace, grabs it for Deer Park now, kicks in the McCarg direction. He takes the mark on his chest and he'll kick from 45 directly in front. Great work out of the stoppage there, clicks at pace. And then had all that room for Kwame McCarg to run into, took the easy mark.
Yeah, apologies, Pep. It's Darren Haby, I think, from Sunshine. Got my number 8s mixed up.
Kwame McCarg coming in, Barry Priest medalist last year, for a 7-point lead for the Lions. Comes in, kicks on its way, looks like he's pushed it right, and he has. One behind, margin 2 points. 1-3-9 Deer Park lead, Sunshine 1-1-7, 14.5 gone first quarter.
So halfway through the opening term at Hogan's Road Reserve. Deer Park by a couple of points. High ball out of defence. Stewart sets himself. Attack the ball too strong for Jake Allen there. He takes the mark and he's probably within range. Man on the mark, 51 metres out from goal. He's got a bit of breeze behind him, Chris Stewart.
Just a couple of times, Pep, that he's just set himself in the right position. They can just keep kicking the ball to him.
He has. He'll kick it 55 metres out. He's not going to have the journey. It's going to fall a couple metres short. Kavanagh gets a fist on it, still in the field of play. Atkins, they see it through in the end, through Lockie Hutchison. 1-4-10 Deer Park. 1-1-7 Sunshine. Hutchison looks to bring it back into the field of play. Again, the wheel. So Williams just slipped at the crucial moment. Couldn't quite take the mark. It spills out to Atkins. Slips the hand pass up the ground for Matty Hutchison, who saw the contact coming and knocked it further up the ground for Jake Allen. He knocked it further afield, and then it's collected there by Lions. It's going to come back for Ben McEnany. He'll receive the free kick. Just forward of half back for the Roos. Trailing by 3 points. 15 and a half gone. In this quarter, he steps around Stewart, does McEnany, and then sends it up towards half forward. Up they fly, it gets to the front. They've got numbers, the Lions. Greenhoff threw it on the boot up towards the wing. Getting in the way there was McEnany again, and he was delivered straight over the boundary line by a couple of Lions. And it'll be thrown in.
Hey, Smackers, what can Sunshine do to change it up? Because they're going slow long down the line.
Yeah, I don't know whether it's part of their game plan on at the moment, but yeah, they've just got to hold it up and wait for the right option.
Yeah, because Short seems to be everywhere, doesn't he?
Yep.
So from the restart, Purton Smith got a little handball, chopped off though. Quick kick forward there by Linton for the Kangaroos, goes to half forward. Van Reek was in a one-on-one, brought his opponent to the ground. Castellano with a handball in front of Alice, couldn't pick it up. Now they look to run it out of defence, do the Lions. Still hard up on the boundary line.
Good pressure.
Good pressure there. That's what they need. Castellano with a good... No, sorry. Smart with the tackle. Now drives it quickly inside 50. It's just two Deer Park players fly. Cooper takes the mark. Got to get someone to the contest there, the Kangaroos. At least bring it to ground. Can't let the Lions defenders take marks like that. So Cooper drives a high ball. Good luck marking that one. Clicks was the target. Free kick though. He's won it.
Against Abu Eid.
Against Abu Eid. So Clicks has got it. Centre wing. Edge of the centre square. Clubroom side of Hogan's Road Reserve. He drives long. Go to the Stewart direction. So held his opponent.
Yeah, Trent Waring got in a great spot there. Just filled the hole. Half back.
And then we'll get a throw in inside 50 right in front of the Caravan here. 17 and a half gone, 3 point lead to Deer Park, 1-4-10 to 1-1-7. McEnany and Perkins, the goal kickers. Umpire throws it back in. Stewart tried to pick it up after contesting the ruck. A lot of players around the ball. Burns got a handball. Now it comes out there to Knight.
Well, he's going to get pinged.
He's pinged, holding the ball, free kick. Sorry, it was Ismail. Apologies there. Abu Eid, or Descent's going to take it. It's going to go to Abu Eid at right half back.
So they're holding them up okay at the moment. That's a iffy little kick from Abu Eid back to Kavanagh. There's been a few of those exchanges between the two this afternoon. He goes further out looking for Hemmons. Has to set himself. He's got Abu Eid inboard again. He won't do that. Goes further up the line. Worked out okay. Abu Eid runs back, then delivers hand pass back to Luke Allen. Under pressure, kick up in the direction there of Hilton. He had to bend over and get it. Jake Allen did, searching for Descent. Now they've turned it over. Oh, great pressure though by the Kangaroos. They didn't allow the Lions to go forward. They hold it up just defensive side of the wing for the Kangaroos on that outer wing. It'll be thrown up. 1-4 to 1-1. Not much time and space with ball in hand for either side. The tap out was won by Waring. Comes out from Descent, tried to find Abu Eid. It was knocked down. Now the Lions can go forward, kick up in the McCarg direction. Hilton caught behind, got a fist in there, spoiled it away out of defence, and now on the rebound here, and the Kangaroos look really dangerous. Running through the middle of Hogan's Reserve is Allen, delivers to half forward. It's taken by Habe, wants to move it on quickly, but there wasn't a whole lot of space inside the 50. Goes very short and hits up Langwell, who was terrific last week in the Kangaroos' victory over the Woodsman. He might be a long way out. He sets it up. It's high. It's fading to the right. Too far to the right. It was marked.
It was a great effort into the breeze. He was kicking right into the teeth of it there.
Yeah, Kennedy was able to take the mark. He's right up against the boundary line against the left hand behind post. He sends a high ball up in the direction of Clicks. He was worked out of it. It falls to Gallagher. Slips the hand pass up the ground for McCarg, taps it looking for Houlihan, but it was misfired. Then McCarg applies the pressure again. It was a throw. Tim Quick tries to claim the advantage for the Lions. And now it comes out to McCarg again, who sends a long ball in the Perkins direction. One out with Kavanagh, who's held out of it. They've won it over the back. Burton Smith, no,
free kick.
They've called it back. It is going to be a free kick to Jace Perkins. And he'll have the set shot from directly in front, 40 metres out.
It's a good matchup, those two, isn't it?
Yeah,
it is.
It's going to be a great battle.
I would imagine, given the advantage the wind presents this afternoon, Smackers, that the Roos would be pretty pleased with the fact they're only 3 points down.
Yeah, but what have we played? 20 minutes, Pep. So
well, there's still time.
Yeah, there's plenty of time for Deer Park to hit the scoreboard, especially if Jace Perkins can nail this one.
So Perkins, the only goal kicker for the Lions today, directly in front. It's hanging right and it just missed. Almost squeezed in, not quite. They move it on quickly. Oh, Hutchison gets into a bit of bother. Oh, there's a free kick. The Shepherd off the play against Hemmons has been paid as holding. And it's going to be a set shot to Galea in the left forward pocket. And he just was a bit overzealous there, Hemmons, with the Shepherd. As Hutchison sort of galloped away, the umpire blew his whistle. So Galea.
Put this down, boys.
16 games for the year. Just missing the 2. 23 goals, usually reliable. He'll have the right to left breeze helping him here. From 20 out, he puts it through. And it's a settler for Deer Park, who've been a little wayward in the early stages. Mark Galea kicks his first goal, and the Lions skip out to a 10-point lead, 2-5-17, Sunshine 1-1-7. We've gone 22 minutes of the opening term.
Yeah, they've done well at the moment, Sunshine, but this is where the pressure really gets applied now. This last 5 or 6 minutes to this quarter could make or break this quarter for them.
Yeah, well, it could make or break the match.
Their last 6 scoring shots gone the way of Deer Park. 2 goals, 4. This plays restart. Stewart went early, won the hit out. Still a loose ball, Descent's got it. He's wrapped up in the tackle, lost possession. Burns with a good tackle there. Now the handball spills out by Deer Park. Houlihan involved there. Now the high ball goes to half forward, looking for McCarg. Ball it over the top, carried on the breeze. Hemmons picks up, left foot, rubber towards the boundary line. Stay in. Abioid's got it. He goes handball on the ground as well. Got it to Hutchison. Now they're out. There's Mark taken at half back by the Kangaroos. Now they're running. It's Hutchison again. He started the chain. He's on centre wing, outer side. Goes to half forwards. Good kick. McEnany there takes the mark.
He's got to hold
That's
it up.
Jesse. Moves it on inside 50. Clears the pack. Dangerous spot. Stewart there. Butters up. Got the handball. Looking for Van Reet. He's going to have to gather now. He's pushed off the ball and pushed out of bounds. And we're going to throw in the left forward pocket for the Kangaroos. About 25 round.
Just that play there, Pep just showed you how you can try and negotiate Deer Park. Their forwards in are a bit lazy on the turnover.
So thrown back in. Stewart got it to the back, got it to Burns. Tries to get his hands away, did eventually. Now they look to run out of defence to the lines. The kick goes to half forward, looking for Galea. Too much on it. He kicked the last goal though. Bouncing ball, pressured there by Allen. That's Luke. Hemmons left it behind. Diving in there, Kondos to force the stoppage, and we get a ball up. Left half forward for the Lions, broadcast wing.
Almost, but not quite, just a moment ago from Sunshine, and now it's at left half forward for the Lions, rather. 2-5 to 1-1. Deer Park by 10 at the stoppage. Comes in there, trying to collect it was Clicks. Couldn't quite. Sees it out of play. They gain about 10 metres of territory. Right, pretty much right in front of our commentary position here at Hogan's Road Reserve. 24 and a half gone, opening term. 10-point lead to the Lions. At the throw-in, Stewart wins it down. Hutchison's first on it. He let it go. Burns comes up with it. It comes off hands to Houlihan, who floats a kick. Ooh. Touched on the line by Hilton. Last line of defence. It was opportunistic there by Shannon Burns. Minor score, 2-6-18 to 1-1-7. Out of defence, that's a poor kick. It's been turned over. Mark's been taken by Tim Knight. Sends it back to where it came from. Kondos at the back! Oh. Flies and brings down the mark. He got on Hemmond's shoulders. Terrific stuff. And he'll kick the goal from about 10 metres out. And he plays on and hooks it through. Wastes no time for Deer Park. That'll get them going. 3-6-24, the Lions. The Roos 1-1-7. 25 and a half gone in the opening term. And what a grab from James Kondos. And Nick, watching on the boundary, will be pleased with that.
He wound back the clock. Haven't seen him do that for 10 years.
I thought he went too early.
It was coming.
He timed it well, didn't he?
He was pretty excited afterwards too, guys. He was certainly geeing up his teammates.
It's the first time he's jumped off the ground for 5 or 6 years, Casey. A week's rest for the body does wonders here. We just touched on Pep. This is a danger time for Sunshine.
Yeah, red time.
Yep, they can't afford to let Deer Park get another one now.
But if they can hold them up from here and it's only 3 goals, that's probably, you'd think, about right.
Yep.
That's not too bad if you're Sunshine.
I'm just having a look at the moment. They haven't put the spare behind the ball, so they've still got 18 on 18 across the ground.
It's a little bit untidy with their disposal out of defence, the Roos. A few turnovers, and the Lions will make you pay.
Boundary umpires getting their money's worth today, collecting the ball, guys. It's a pretty long process.
Spot on.
We need the bag of balls behind the bench with the ball boy. So finally, we're back in the middle. Nearly 27 minutes gone, opening quarter. 17-point lead at Deer Park. Stewart wins the hit out. Perrington Smith went off the ground, couldn't get in penetration. Ends up with Stewart, and he just drives one a long high ball inside 50. Kavanagh goes the fish towards the boundary line. There's a whistle off the ball. It's going the way of Lockie Hutchison. And he's down by Kondos, and there's 50.
He ran from a fair way there, Kondos. He certainly lined him up.
So Kondos has been involved in everything today, hasn't he? He's taken a hanger, kicked the goal.
From the start,
couple of 50s.
He was involved in the niggle right at the start too.
Yeah. And he wants that premiership, doesn't he? So from the free kick, no, it's not coming back. They're going out wide. Krista Dooley, centre wing. With Gallagher on the mark.
He can't kick it down the line because Stewart's there.
He goes in that direction where Stewart is not going to get to the contest. That didn't need to. Williams pretty much took an uncontested mark for the Lions in front of the interchange bench. He's at left half back. Goes inboard. Dangerous. No, it came off beautifully well. Mark's taken. Now the long ball. Kondos, he's got the city here, just using the body. Oh, he misread it. Ball bounces the back. Gallagher gathers, runs to the goal line. Drop tackle. Liam Kavanagh with a goal-saving tackle there. Ends up with a rush behind to the Lions. The lead 18 points, 3-7-25 to 1-1-7. Well done, Liam Kavanagh.
So Kavanagh now will do the kicking in for the Kangaroos. They're 18 points behind. Oh, they all fly. Stewart brought it down. Houlihan rove the pack. Then Stewart was held on to. Perkins applies the pressure. Linton wanders over the line.
Williams
happy to see it out.
For that one.
I think it was Trent Williams caught one in the back of the head there for Deer Park too. I think Stewart coming through.
North Footscray 5-7-37 over Manor Lakes, yet to score in the other game. At the moment from the stoppage here, McCarg wins it down. Houlihan got it from him, and then Kavanagh just disposed of him over the line, knocked him off balance. He couldn't remain in the field of play. It'll be tossed back in 40 metres out from the Lions' goal.
Yeah, Williams in the hands of the trainers. He still looks a bit groggy after cocking that knee in the head.
One down by Stewart again. Abu did well, gave the hand pass to McInerney, just hooks a kick out of defence. Gallagher was in the right spot, took the mark. 55 metres out. Has he got the journey from here? Not sure. Burton Smith wanted it running by. Gallagher put it to full forward. They fly. McEnany, there might have been a shove. Umpire didn't blow his whistle. Hemmons applies the pressure. Now the umpire will ball it up. It would have been the wrong call to pay a free kick there. There was no push. Great stuff by the umpires. From the stoppage, wins it down. McCarg snaps, goals! Out of nothing. McEnany appeals for touched. The umpires are going to have a chat. And it's going to be a goal to Deer Park. 4-7-31 to 1-1-7. Somehow it ended in the arms of Kwame McCarg. And well, you know what he does when he gets it in his hands in the first place. His first goal of the afternoon, his 49th for the season. And the Lions out by 24 at the 30-minute mark.
Yeah, just been caught napping on a couple of times. Sunshine at stoppages in their defensive 50. We saw Houlihan a couple of minutes ago had a shot on goal, and that one there with McCarg. So you've got to find your direct opponent and have body on body on him.
From the restart, Burton Smith gathers, gave it off to Van Reet, who strides away, right foot long in the McCarg direction, clears his, bounces to Kavanagh, cocked the poor bounce, Perkins gathered, got a little handball
there
away,
just
fills to McCarg, balks one, got a quick handball to Kondos on top of the goal square, another one. 5 in a row now for Deer Park as they extend their lead to 30 points. 5-7-37, the 1-1-7, 31 minutes gone first quarter.
I don't mean to sound like a broken record, Pep, but we said this could happen, and it has.
You did. What's going to make the second quarter so important? No margin for error for Sunshine at all.
Great running there from Van Reet behind the play too. We talked about how old some of these Deer Park players are, but they're certainly still pretty fleet of foot.
Well, that is like a broken record. Van Reet off half-back, and he's going to charge in again. McEnany wins it down. Burton Smith hands to it, knocked forward of the play. They collect there. Might have been high contact. It was against the Lions. It'll be a free kick. And going the way of Lions, they're not going to pay 50. Hand-pass comes back to Matt Hutchison. Defensive 50. Delivers up the wing. Alice, not sure he took that mark, but anyway, the umpire paid it. Disguised it well, Alice. Might have just touched the ground on the way through as he tumbled. Sends a ball up the wing. McEnany sets himself, had it spoiled away at the last minute. Hands to it to Jake Allen, wanted to give it back to McEnany. They've turned it over. Greenhoff to Houlihan. Sensed there was someone up the line, and it was smothered by Matt Hutchison, who then wrapped up Tim Quick. Brilliant stuff. And then Jake Allen allows it to try to get hands to it. Gave it back over to Hayden Maloney. They work it in the congestion. The pressure is intense from the Lions, and they don't let them break free. And they see it over the line on the wing in front of the Kangaroos interchange bench. The margin is 30 points. Deer Park 5 goals, 7-37. Sunshine 1-1-7. We're close to the 33rd minute in this term. At the throw-in, it's going to be another ball up. The umpire says, give it to me.
There was a great smother by Matthew Hutchison. If he hadn't have done that, Gallagher was out on his own in the forward 50.
One down by Jesse McEnany, searching for Linton. Gallagher ghosts onto it, couldn't quite get hands onto it though. And now they're out the back, the Kangaroos. This is great stuff. Abui delivers inside the 50. Castellano the target. He might rove the pack anyway. The siren beats him. It's quarter time in the semi-final. And an excellent final few minutes from Deer Park sees them skip to a 30-point quarter-time lead. The Lions 5-7-37, Sunshine 1-1-7. Goal scorers in the opening term for the Lions, 2 to James Con. Thanks, Cade. Well, this quarter is going to say so much about how this contest is going to go. Really, they have to bring something more, Sunshine, in this second term with the breeze. Need to make something of it, need to take their chances. It was the second quarter last week where they looked as though they would break away from spots where they did so eventually, but they kicked about 7 behinds in a row from memory before they actually hit the scoreboard. The second quarter at the semi-final about to get underway.
So the umpire throws it up to restart play. Clearance goes the way of Deer Park. It's Burton Smith bursting out of the centre square, drives it long in the Perkins direction, but it's chopped off by Kavanagh. Now he looks to go to the outer side, the kick. It comes off. Mark taken out there by Linton. There he goes down the line, but that's been chopped off. It's by Cooper, centre wing. There's a poor kick there by the Kangaroos. Now it's with Cooper. He goes to half forward, but that's coming chopped off as well. McEnany there playing the role of Chris Stewart this time in the second quarter. So McEnany get behind the play there. His kick goes to half forward. Cooper flies again. Van Reek grabs it. Couldn't get the kick away, but ends up spilling to Houlihan, who got a little handball to McKenzie. He fended off, got the handball back to Houlihan. Handball's over the top to Van Reek. He got another little handball away. Now the kick goes inside 50, but it's there. McEnany, but he's turned it over. Has given it straight to Shannon Burns. Left foot from the boundary line. Has put it through. What a start by Deer Park. Get the first of the second quarter. The goal to Shannon Burns takes the margin to 36 points. Deer Park 6-7-43 to 1-1-7. We got 1 minute second quarter.
Yeah, we touched on at the start of the game. It's the midfield and that first centre break. Where to go to? Deer Park.
Yep, and as Kate said, the mistakes. There's a mistake coming out of the back line.
That's where it's all starting. They've got to really focus here and...
Well, the pressure continues to mount. 36 points already, Deer Park. At the stoppage, it was almost a repeat. Instead, it spilled out to Ismail, and he wins the clearance instead of Purton Smith. Kicks it up to half forward. Burns was well set. It spills to the front. The Kangaroos with numbers. Ismail gets in there for the Lions, and it's a free kick. Well done. Shannon Burns applied the pressure. He wins it. Kicks out in front of Perkins. Has he got a bit of time and space? Oh, he just judged it perfectly. Plays on. Gives it to McCargo. Kicks a...
pass.
No, he's giving it off to Kondos, and he kicks the goal. From the goal square. 2 minutes in. 2 goals to Deer Park. They're out by 42. We should never have thought that the Roos were a chance, should we? It's just a clinic.
Yep.
Bruce
has dropped off a little bit too, guys, so it's a bit unfortunate for Sunshine. Now they've got it, it's not as strong as it was for Deer Park.
I don't think it matters, Kate.
No, probably not. No,
they can't get their hands out in the middle, and their back line is under immense pressure at the moment.
So 3 minutes gone. It's already been 2 goals on the board for Deer Park. 42 points in front. Umpire restarts play. Stewart wins it down to McKenzie. Can't get away. I think we have another ball up. And we are. Still in the centre square, inside the circles. 3 goals to James Kondos so far this afternoon. Leading goal kick of the competition. Oh, beautiful hit out in the space. Purton Smith from the outside paddles it forward but falls over. Couldn't quite get the clearance away. Now the Kangaroos look to gather. They get it over towards Chris Dooley. He's paddling away. Burns is there. Did well. Handball back to Gallagher on his right side. He's got a short ball. Finds Purton Smith all on his own at half forward. Now he goes inside 50 looking for McCarg. He flew and took a strong mark. Had a couple of metres there on Hilton. Giving that much. Now McCarg looks to move it on. And he does. Finds Cooper. Probably about 35 out. Not much angle.
Brendan Hallinan said he wanted more close checking and marking in the back line. We didn't see much of it there.
No, it's poor defending there by the Kangaroos, but the ball's with Cooper. Comes in, kicks on its way. Looks good, it's going to fade to the right. Perkins flew, couldn't take it, does his own crumbing on the left boot, has a shot towards goal, didn't get enough purchase. Now the clearing kick out of the fence goes the way of Kavanagh for the Kangaroos.
Kavanagh takes the mark and then plays on around Cooper quickly, sends up the wing. It was a poor kick looking for Alice. Williams got in the way, but he couldn't keep it in the field of play, and it will be thrown in on centre wing. Just need to be so much cleaner as well when they get the ball, the Kangaroos. Can't afford to miss many targets on a day against Deer Park, and already they're 42 points down at the stoppage. The clearance comes the way of the Lions. It wasn't clean, so the Roos were able to recover. Well done, and it's a high tackle. Free kick to the Roos at half back. Need to make something happen pretty soon. 5 minutes into this second term. 7-7 to 1-7. That's a better kick. Lions presents. Marks on the wing in front of Cooper. Pretty open forward line from 40 metres out onwards. He sends a long ball up towards the 50. Bounced in front of Van Reed, gave it over the top to Stewart. Sends a high ball across the face of goal for Bruin, who broke into space, and then he delivers up to Gallagher at half-back. They've worked the switch nicely. McCarg tried to present into the play. That's a horrible kick by Gallagher. They've got to get him on the rebound here. No. Good kick from Smart. Castellano the target. He might win it over the back. Has to bring down it. Quick, he did. He dropped it. It's not paid by the umpire. It goes off hands close to the boundary line, and they see it over in defence.
She's that lucky there.
Oh, it was very lucky. Quick drop the ball, and I'm not sure why it wasn't paid anyway. It'll be thrown in 15 metres out from goal in the left forward pocket. Have to take an opportunity here. Stewart wins it down. Hayden Maloney onto it. Descent. Tried to get it to Castellano. He was caught. And then they burst out beautifully. Nice little hands. Gallagher again. Dodges and weaves. Had his kick almost smothered. Kicks up in the Houlihan direction. Had it knocked away from him. Comes to Atkins. Gives it to Kavanagh. Throws it onto the boot. Floating ball inside the 50. Only barely. Hand pass comes out. Descent. Releases Lyons, has to finish. Tried to do the Shannon Burns outside banana, and then Stewart tried to lay into a torp, and he's kicked it out on the full. So it's going to come straight back in through Lockie Langwell. He's 60 metres out at left half forward.
So Langwell to take the free kick. Deer Park 7-7-49, Sunshine 1-1-7. So Langwell's kick drives it, belongs in the Stewart direction though. Got his hands to it from Deer Park, off hands, out of bounds. Left forward pocket against the left point post. It's 2-on-1 there, so it wasn't a great kick in favour of Deer Park there.
Boundary throw in, not a bad result. Better than a rush behind.
So from the restart, Habe and Stewart in the ruck. Stewart just belts it. We go straight to Atkins. How will it bounce? Got pressured there by Gallagher. Went the handball to Hutchison. Got the handball to McInerney. He was dispossessed. Gallagher grabs it. Got it to Houlihan. Round the body. Kicks into space. Centre wing. Kavanagh first to him, but runs it out of bounds. And we're going to throw in centre wing.
Just their willingness to work and help each other out at the moment, Deer Park. They get numbers to every contest. They're just working harder at the moment.
So 7 3/4 minutes gone, second quarter. Gallagher did the groving. He's wrapped up a tackle immediately and won the free kick for in the back. So free kick will go the way of the Lions.
Burton Smith was closely checked by Jake Allen. Wanted the running hand pass by. Gallagher didn't give it. About 80 metres from his defensive goal. Sends a high ball down the wing. They jump at it. Hutchison took the mark, but it's a free kick. Apparently against Liam Kavanagh, going Jace Perkins' way.
Yeah, it's an illegal shepherd happened right in front of me, guys.
And again, Burton Smith wanted the ball instead. Jake McKenzie comes up with it, puts the lines inside 50. Poorly directed kick. It bounced awkwardly in defence for the Kangaroos, but they're able to run it out. Hand pass comes to Jake Allen. Back again through the middle of the ground. Here's Matt Hutchison. Sends the ball down towards half forward. Habe takes the mark. He's got players running back to goal. Has to kick it. It's going to hang in the air. Van Reet sets himself spoiled towards Alice. Roves the pack. Gives it over the top. Hemmons with a chance on the left. Sets it towards goal. It's going to get there. No, it was touched. Just touched. And I'm not sure Kennedy thought he'd done it, but it is touched. And it was Nathan Lyons who had the set shot rather than Hemmons.
First score for Sunshine since the 7.5 minute mark of the first quarter.
Houlihan takes the mark out of defence and then delivers short. And then Shannon Burns takes the mark. And then his kick was not his best. It was dropped by Knight. Now they're under a bit of pressure here, the Lions. The Kangaroos have forced the turnover. Great pressure again. Skews off the side of the boot. Lyons rather gets onto it. Shrugs a couple of tackles. Scoots a kick inside the 50. It wasn't his best. Well done by the Lions. Castellano did well to apply the pressure, but again, they're running in waves out of defence. Through quick hands in the congestion to Gallagher. Oh, he got caught by Hutchison, but got the kick away. McCarg one-on-one. This is dangerous. Can he get around Hilton? He didn't try to. He delivers inside the 50. Gave it to Perkins. He got it from Kondos, and his dribbling ball is going to find the sanctuary of the boundary line. Will be thrown in up against the right behind post. To the end, the Lions are attacking. who lead by 41 points.
So 10.5 gone. Second quarter. 41 points to margin. Umpire restarts it. Greenhoff in the ruck, got the hand to it. McCarg got it. Handball to Burton Smith. In under a lot of pressure there. Now spills to Burns, back to Burton Smith. Goes towards goal from, it's just more of a centering ball. Perkins flies! Third man in the line. And took a great mark. And James Condos letting his opponent know, Liam Kavanagh, all about it. Great, strong pair of hands there by Jace Perkins. Already kicked one this afternoon. That was his 50th. Now enough for number 51 on the season. 15 out directly in front. Should have no issues here. And to take the margin to 47 points. Perkins comes in, kicks on its way, straight through the middle.
Touched. Willow.
Touched, was it? He's done a Gareth Newton, has he?
Yep.
So one behind then. 42 points to margin, 7-8-50 to 1-2-8. 11.5 gone, second quarter.
1 goal, 3 for Jace Perkins today. As they work it out slowly, this is Josh Linton confronted there. Got around Mark Galea and then sends a high ball out of defence. Kavanagh gets over the back, couldn't quite collect it cleanly. Now he does. Dives into the tackle, releases the footy, and the Lions will come up with it. Thrown onto the boot by Quick, high ball into the pocket. And Shannon Burns couldn't keep it in. In fact, it was out on the full. Chris Atkins receives the hand pass. Sends a high ball up the wing. Spoiled away from Lions by Van Reet. They go in again. Lions keeps it in front of him. And then happy to see it out. But they've worked it up to half forward, the Kangaroos. Still, just the 1 goal to their name. 12.5 gone second term. They're 42 points behind. At the throw-in, ball was knocked by the breeze away from the rucks. Clearance comes the way of the Lions. Still directed out on the full. Jake Allen has it on centre wing. On the outer side of the ground. Needs something to happen. Sends a high ball inside the 50. Up they fly at the back. Waring was there. Descent roved the pack. Well done by Kennedy. Spins out of trouble. Then caught by Descent. Again not paid holding the ball. He did drop it too. And that's a couple they've missed now, the umpires, inside the 50. And it'll be a ball up instead. Deer Park 7-8-50. Sunshine 1-2-8. Not sure if you believe we're on the same page as me, Smackers, but dropping the ball has not been paid a couple of times. Kennedy. Again, thrown onto the boot by Allen. It's a high ball. It's just missed to the near side. Minor score. 139 to 7-8-50. Van Reed tried to use it quickly. Langwell almost got into a good spot, but Burton Smith read it best and takes the mark. Not a whole lot on offer. Tries to thread the pass through the pack. Popped it up in the air a little bit. Ismail roved the crumbs, and then was caught. Umpire will call for it. It'll be a ball up at left half forward for the Kangaroos. Need just stem the flow in the play at the moment. They need to get something on the scoreboard.
So from the restart, Waring with a nice pat down. But this Linton who couldn't get away. We'll get another ball up. Same spot. Descent with the tackle on Ismail. 14.5 gone. Second quarter, 41 points to the margin. 7-8 plays 1-3. Waring again with the hit out, did well. Now the handball goes inside 50, looking for Smart, couldn't gather. McKenzie got a little handball away to Houlihan. He ran into trouble, then ran out of trouble.
And
hit the goal, but it's to the wrong side. Rushed behind. The Kangaroos didn't mean that one there. So 1-4-10 Sunshine trail. Deer Park 7-8-50. 15 gone second quarter.
They've been paid deliberate in the AFL.
Yeah. I'm not sure. I think the wind might have helped there. Kick up. McCarg sets himself, couldn't quite bring it down, fists it into the Hayden Maloney vicinity, collects it, spins out of trouble. Ball still in dispute. Picked up there. Great stuff by Kevin Clicks, but he couldn't keep it in. He was about to run off with it. They'll toss it back into play and right half forward for Sunshine. 7-8 to 1 goal for. The Lions have seen off half of the second term challenge at the moment. McKenzie from the stoppage tried to get through the Hutchison tackle, tried a couple too many times. What's the umpire going to do? He's going to ping him. Didn't make a genuine effort to get rid of it.
Fair to say the Sunshine supporters are thinking about time.
So Atkins floats a kick inside 50. Langmore came from the back. Great defensive mark by Cooper. Juggled the mark, absorbed the contact and brought it down. He's going to kick it straight back from where it came towards the wing. Up they fly. Great mark by McEnany. Had the height advantage against Galea. Brought down the mark. What can he do with it?
50.
He sets it up to full forward. It's going to be 50 metres though.
They don't know, the players.
No, they don't know. It is 50 metres and it's going to be a set shot to Jesse McEnany. He needs to kick it. That would be the understatement of the day, I reckon. Though it's interesting, they have pretty much put him directly in front, which is odd.
Well, slight angle.
Anyway, man on the mark, about 15 metres out, Jesse McEnany. 17 goals for the season. None more important from this. 20 outs. Misses.
He's missed.
Oh, it doesn't help, does it? Sunshine 1-5-11. Deer Park 7-8-50. As Jason Kennedy implores his team just to slow things down. And he'll do the kicking in.
So Kennedy goes short, hits up Houlihan. Again, a slow build up. He goes short again. Finds Ismail. Left half back. Was it Galea, sorry. Then Galea goes short again. This time clearing defensive 50. Stewart with the mark. And he goes down the line now. Looking for Cooper. That's another mark taken. No, so it's on the full. Free kick, go away to Sunshine. In front of the umpire's viewing box. Just full of hopperscossing coaches. So now the kick goes inside 50, looking for Langwell, chopped off by Van Reet. So left half back, Rod Van Reet, with his side up 39 points. So he drives it long, back where it came from. High floating ball, McEnany in front, took the mark. That's Jesse McEnany for Sunshine. Moves it on quickly, got to Kavanagh. High ball inside 50. Habees that got a fly. Went to the back. Kennedy almost took the mark. Or Allen had a fumble, crucial. Still somehow kept his feet. And now he's been pinged for a throw. Critical fumble there, wasn't it? He would have kicked an easy goal then. Jakey Allen, but the free kick goes to Kennedy. He moves it towards to Perkins. Gathers on the bounce. Smart with the pressure. But he's been caught for holding the man. Free kick to Jace Perkins at right half back. There he goes long and puts it out of bounds on the full. Free kick go to his opponent in Kavanagh.
You can just see what Deer Park have done the last 3 or 4 minutes, just taken the sting right out of the game, haven't they? And got it back on their terms.
Yeah, so 19 and a half now gone. Second quarter. Kavanagh drives a high ball. It's quick with the fist. Ball spills to Williams. Gets a kick away. Goes in the Condos direction. Gathers on the bounce. Got the hand wet to go to Purton Smith now. He does. Van Reet's going to run from behind, create an option. So as with all, creates the Shepherd. Still with Purton Smith. Goes back to Condos. No hurry. There's a little short ball in the Clicks direction. Takes the mark. Oh, beat 3 of them. Plays on. Runs towards 50. Goes now. He goes long towards goal. Across the face. One behind. Slow build-up, but geez, they can go when they want to, Deer Park. The margin 40.79, 51 to 1-5-11.
Now they're going to try to catch them on the rebound. Smart takes the mark and then coughs it up, straight up in the air, and Ismail chops it off on the wing. They had an acre of space to work with, the Kangaroos, but they just rushed it. Stewart takes the relieving mark inside the centre square. He can give it back to Ismail, and he does. And he'll go further backwards to Kennedy. Yeah. So they're just going to frustrate Sunshine. They know 40 points in front. This is the quarter the Kangaroos need to make some inroads, and at the 20.5-minute mark they haven't done it. In fact, they've lost ground. Spoiled away by Kavanagh, collected though by Perkins, tried to work it backwards, and now Williams just fumbles it over the boundary line on centre wing in front of the crowd.
Chris Kavanagh coming off too, probably his first rest for the day. Distance back on.
Liam Kavanagh, I think that might be.
Pardon me.
From the throw-in, Abu Eid did the ruck work, brought it down. Umpire will come in and sort it out. Unable to break free of the shackles there. It'll be balled up on centre wing. Deer Park 7-9, 51. Sunshine 1-5-11. The stoppage. Well done by Waring. Won the tap down at the back. Abu Eid, he's going to work the 1-2 and now give it to Christodoulou, close to the boundary line. Delivers up the line. 1-on-1 contest. Jake Allen, but Williams spoils it out of play. He had the height advantage there, Trent Williams. He did what he had to do. It'll be tossed back in. From the throw-in, Williams worked his way to the front and then thumped it forward to McHarg. This is his true willow. He wins it through, gives it over the top to Clicks, who delivers up the line. Great defensive mark in defence by the Kangaroos. That stopped that attacking foray in its tracks. Christodoulou has it at left half back, goes short to Descent. And then his kick almost got intercepted by Clicks. He got it, hands to it, then gave it back to Bruin. He was caught. It comes to McHarg, sends the lines inside the 50. They have to wait underneath it. Burns came from nowhere. They'll pay it the man in front, won't they?
Nope.
They have to, and they haven't. Burns has been paid the mark, and he'll have the set shot.
Did appear to get more purchase on it from my angle, guys.
All right.
Come from the side, got his hands to it first.
All right, we'll go with you then, Cade. We're at the other end of the ground. Shannon Burns, who set them alight with a bird. His boot looks like it's not going. Well, didn't quite catch all of that. Partially smothered, falls to full forward. Head over the ball was one of the Deer Park players. Might have copped a knock. Hasn't moved. He's been pinged, but I think he's not well too, and they're going to have to make sure he is okay. The Sunshine player knows he's not well. They're going to have to stop play.
I think it might be Purton Smith, guys.
I'm guessing there's some sort of stray limb that might have collected Purton Smith. It's why he made no attempts to get rid of the ball. So I think he's dazed, and that would be at the minor end of the spectrum for Jack Purton Smith.
He hasn't moved at all.
Yeah, and good stuff by I think it was Jack Hilton to signal to the umpire that they had to stop play and get some help to Jack Purton Smith. He's slowly rising now, which is a good sign. Yeah, plenty of good things to say about Jack Hilton in that situation. A lot of players wouldn't have done the same thing. But it will be a free kick to Ben Descent at right full-back for the Kangaroos as they wander Jack Purton Smith off the ground slowly.
Liam Kavanagh is back on the ground too, guys. Liam.
It's good to know. And that's a poor kick from Descent. It's been turned over. Houlihan tried to apply the pressure. There has been a free kick picked out, and the Kangaroos claim the advantage through the middle of the ground. McHarg applies the pressure. Great stuff. Running through the middle, too far. The umpire's called a free kick. And now McHarg puts him down, trying to extract from underneath him. And now he plays on and puts the lines up towards half forward. It hangs in the air. Kavanagh, that's Liam, spoils down to the front. And now Descent comes up with it. Caught in the tackle, but got his kick away. Up in the Alice direction. Did really well. Couldn't quite bring down the mark. McHarg again applies the pressure. It's in the middle. The umpire is going to call for it. It'll be balled up on the outer edge of the centre square. Deer Park 7-9-51, Sunshine 11-5, rather 1-5-11.
So ball up on the centre wing. Stewart wins it, belts it into space. Van Reet runs onto it, left foot. Come chopped off by Hemmons though for the Kangaroos. He drives it back down the wing, and that's chopped off by Cooper for the Lions.
Half time at Wyndham Vale, North Footscray 6-10-46, Manor Lakes 5-5-35.
Cooper goes down the line, went looking for Houlihan, got his hands to it, then pushed out of it. Burns comes in, could have been in the back with the tackle. Umpire said play on. And then Galea comes in, lays the tackle. Now we're going to get a ball up. It's 60 round from the Deer Park goal. They kick to the One Tree Hill end here at Hogan's Road Reserve. 40 points the margin. Play restarts. Houlihan breaks away from the stoppage. Gets on his right boot, kicks in the McCarg direction, one-on-one. Oh, got a hand to it, then dives, almost took it. Now can the Kangaroos clear? They can't because Perkins came in, laid a big, strong tackle, and the umpire said holding the ball, free kick. Deer Park to Jace Perkins. He'll have a shot for about 40 out directly in front. Good forward pressure there by the Lions defender. So Perkins quickly plays on, runs now, kicks towards goal, and he's put it through. Number 2 for Jace Perkins. And a 46-point lead now to Deer Park is 8-9-57 to 1-5-11, 26 and a half gone of this second quarter in the second semi-final.
Yeah, it's just been a total domination, and we said they've got a new opponent, and they've put their heads on the chopping block and they've chopped it right off.
It's just who's next, isn't it?
Yeah.
Well, at least the bright side for Sunshine is they've now faced this beast of Deer Park. And
they've got half to go, Prep.
They might be able to learn something from it, but let's hope it doesn't blow out for our sake. We don't want
it's already blown out.
100 points is not what we need. Out of the stoppage, they're going to win the clearance again. Houlihan bounced off a few bodies, comes back into the congestion. And they hold it up for the time being, Sunshine. Ball up.
Half the crowd's gone into the tabaret now.
There's nothing on, is there?
Well, there's no footy on TV for them to watch.
Mate, the races.
I'll listen to Kev.
Listen to Kev on the radio.
Station.
He'd better not give them a plug out of the stoppage. Well done by Lions. Threw it onto the boot. It was partially smothered. Jake McKenzie comes up with it. Gives it up to Houlihan, who delivers beautifully for McCarg. It was on a platter for him. And he takes the mark.
Putting on a clinic now.
Yeah. And it's half time.
Torpedo, come on. Let's see it.
I'm right behind him.
So Kwame McCarg, with a goal to his name, sets it on its way. It's on a very good line. Has it got the carry? No, it hasn't. Fisted back into the field of play. And half-time is upon us at Hogan's Road Reserve. A clinical Deer Park kicked 3-0 into the breeze in that quarter. It was the time Sunshine needed to get themselves back into the...
Third quarter underway here. Second semi-final. Deer Park up by 46 points. At half-time, 8-9-57 to 1-5-11. Winner books a spot in the grand final. Pepe Cavalieri, take it away.
All right, so the second half to get us underway. 46 points the lead to the Kangaroos. Something must happen quickly, and they win the clearance up towards half forward. The target was Waring, who's been moved up into the forward half. He couldn't quite get a take on it, opposed to Cooper, and have a bit to say to one another as well on the line. Rather, it's Kennedy, apologies. It'll be thrown in 55 metres out from the Kangaroos' goal. You wonder what they can conjure. Just give themselves a chance. Lions hits the pack with pace, runs in and wobbles a kick through for a behind. It was a clean take from the stoppage for Sunshine, but Lions kicks his third behind of the afternoon. And gee, inside the first minute, if that goes through, you're just not quite sure what can happen. It can build belief, but all of a sudden, 2 kicks down to the wing. Oh, great mark, Abu Eid. Great positioning by the Kangaroos defender. Sends it into the middle. Nicely done for Christodoulou. So they're getting their hands on it early in the second half. Short pass into Lockie Hutchison. He's going to work it inboard again. This is Lions. Probably too far out to score. Needs someone to run at him. Not getting much at the moment.
Looks like he's going to go back and have a shot.
I think he is.
The wind has dropped off a little here, so they're probably not facing the stiff breeze they were in the first term, Sunshine.
So Lions from probably 55. He's not going to go for it. He hoists it up. It falls short. It was a floater. I'm not sure if that was part of the plan, but it worked out nicely for the Kangaroos. And the mark has been taken by Ben McInerney, the only goal kicker so far. And boy, do they need this, the Kangaroos. Surely you can't try to kick a floating kick like that by Lions. 6-minute mark of the opening term was when they kicked their last goal, and this one is through. Snuck in at the left-hand post. Ben McInerney with a couple. Margin back to 39 points. Sunshine 2-6-18. Deer Park 8-9-57. 2.5 gone in the third term.
Where did it all start from, Pep?
The middle,
Yeah,
I reckon.
middle, exactly right. I reckon that's the first set of clearance. You get full points there. Yeah,
Yeah, cheers.
First win out of the middle, and they've shown a bit these first 2.5 minutes.
It's back in the middle. It's going to be a clearance the way of Deer Park through Burton Smith, kicks the full forward, bouncing ball. Perkins just happened to be in the right spot at the right time. Handball's over to McCarr. Can he pick it up? He does. Kicks the goal. Well, lucky there at Deer Park, but when you're playing this good football, luck goes your way. So the margin back to 45 points with a quick reply with that goal to Kwame McCarr is 9-9-63 to 2-6-18. We've got 3.5 minutes. Third quarter.
There's a bit going on in the centre here, guys, and I think a free kick may have been paid.
Yeah, it's going to go to Lions. In the middle of the ground, I believe it was against Chris Stewart. Been the instigator a couple of times this afternoon. Lions pokes it short. Oh, it was fisted away, and now this is when they're so dangerous. He's put his body on the line there, Van Reet, and it falls back to Lions, spills out to Descent through the middle, gives it over the top to Hayden Maloney, spreads it wide for Hutchison. It was Lockie, and then his kick inside the 50 was turned over. Great pressure in defence from the Lions, and they force a stoppage about 45 metres out from the Kangaroos' goal. Well, Sunshine challenged. Deer Park responded instantly at the stoppage. Flicked over the back. Cooper fists it further up the field for Deer Park. Ismail met it with purpose, then let it go. Numbers here with Sunshine throwing it onto the boot, and it missed everything there. Van Reet mops up, gives it to Burton Smith, floats a hand pass into the middle of the ground for Gallagher. Back to Burton Smith, runs to 60, sends it to full forward. McCarg one out, flicks it to his advantage on the goal line, taps it around, and it's off hands.
Free kick.
And a free kick going. Which way is he pointing?
Oh, no. I just
sure
give them a rap.
Oh, no, it's again.
That's right.
It is.
Oh, sorry,
It is
sorry.
Sunshine.
Hilton.
Smackers are throwing pens left, right and centre in here. They were pointing the wrong way again, Smackers. They've had you fooled.
Yeah. Look out, there's another wrestle.
Wrestle in the goal.
So Hilton delivers and kicks it straight to Greenhoff, who marks 40 metres out, tied up against the boundary in the right forward pocket. As Hemmons and Kondos size each other up in the right forward pocket as well. Deer Park by 45. Greenhoff for the killer punch. He's on the tight angle. He threads it back. Oh, he's done it.
No one on the line.
You cannot do that, Scott Greenhoff. He's a rare talent, this man.
Kondos continues to niggle.
10-9-69 Deer Park.
Oh,
Sunshine
don't pick him up.
2-6-18. And a return to the middle. 51 points in front, Deer Park.
So Greenhoff's first goal of the afternoon takes the margin to 51 points. We're on 6 minutes, third quarter. Umpire throws it back up. Stewart wins it down. Loose ball in the middle. Stewart barges through, picked up by Greenoff, dispossessed. Still Burns with Burns now, just threw a handball forward. Ismail's got it, and he's wrapped up in a tackle at half forward, and we'll get a ball up. So slowly worked it forward there, did the Lions. Forced the stoppage. Edge of the centre square. McEnany, Greenhoff go at it. McEnany wins it down, got it to Descent, tried to get the handball away, but that's chopped off by Purton. Smith got the handball over to Houlihan. Now he's got Gallagher, had to wait for it though, couldn't pick it up though. McKenzie comes on half back though, picked up by the other McKenzie now. He struggles the tackle, got a handball away, good use of the body there by the Kangaroos. Now kick goes to half forward. It's going to come back. Ismail wrapped up in a strong tackle there by Lions. He was dispossessed. Hot footy at the moment. Now it's picked up by Smart for Sunshine. Goes inside 50, turned it straight over, and now the Lions repel.
Greenhoff the target on the outer side. He let the ball fall into his hands beautifully against Abu Eid.
Push.
Nudged as he kicked it. They're not going to pay it downfield, are they? No, they'll bring it back. Free kick to Greenhoff. He was shoved by Abu Eid, and he'll take the free kick just forward of the wing on the outer side. Stewart signals for it deep. He's got a bit of space beyond him. He kicks to full forward. Houlihan tries to get to it, but Matt Hutchison chopped it off. Plays on, gives to his brother Lockie. He might work the 1-2. Gives the hand pass over the top. Here's Christodoulou, back to Hutchison. Lockie delivers up to half forward for Alice. Caught in a tackle, slung to ground. Got rid of the ball. Hilton was in there. Still in space, and they emerge with it, the Lions. Purton Smith, turning circle, superb. Hand pass over the top to Greenhoff, gives it back, running through the middle, inside the 50. Beautiful pass for Kondos on the lead, and he takes the mark in front of Heavens, 25 metres out directly in front. It is just silky smooth on every line, as we mentioned at half time, and James Kondos can kick his fourth. On the approach, does the business, James Kondos, and he flexes both muscles. He knows how much this means. He's got 4 for the afternoon, and Deer Park just continue to march on. This side we marvel at constantly. 11-9-75 the Lions. The Kangaroos 2-6-18, 9 gone third term.
This game's gone up a notch, hasn't it? Even though Sunshine are what are they now?
57.
Well, hopefully the Roos.
But at least they're having a crack. They have a crack.
They will have a crack, but it will probably open themselves up on the other way. But at least it'll be entertaining to watch.
Back in the middle, Stewart just belts it to the wing. Cooper runs onto it in some space. Has time to steady now. Goes the long ball to full forward. Holding, free kick. Kondos. Ball spills to the back. Umpire says play on Perkins. Kicks the goal from the goal line. He's got 3 now, Jace Perkins. Margin out to 63 points in favour of Deer Park. And they've booked their trip to the grand final. It's 12-9-81 to 2-6-18.
Kondos again leading the celebrations, guys.
He's getting stuck into them. It is great to watch. It's entertaining. His entertainment value is through the roof, James Kondos. Not sure Sunshine are a huge fan, but...
No, he hasn't got many fans here amongst the Sunshine supporters.
No, I wouldn't think so.
He's old man to be happy.
Yeah, just loving it. 12-9-81 to 2-6-18 out of the middle. Purton Smith gets onto it. Hand passes back to Burns. Ducks under the tackle. Caught high. Umpire calls play on. Into the McCarg direction. He's got 2 to beat. He might just do it. He's ridden over the boundary line.
Chris Stewart hasn't got up yet. He's
not happy with Hemmons.
That's it,
Hemmons. Now Galea and Hemmons have a bit to say as well.
Good on him.
The umpire will throw it in.
Chris Stewart
Nothing untoward about this.
Chris Stewart's still down, guys.
Play with Kondos again.
Lockie Hutchison flies the flag at the throw-in. McEnany fists it down, and the Kangaroos will emerge from defence. No, they won't.
Yes,
That's holding the ball. Galea got Abu Eid and brought him down. Just missed him. But in the middle, there are some concerns.
No, he's all right.
For Chris Stewart, who's slow to rise.
Landed flat on his back
completely,
on the kicker pitch.
Completely missed that. So much else going on. The scuffles have dissipated for the moment.
Looks pretty wobbly on his legs at the moment too, Chris Stewart.
Mark Galea, 50 metres out from goal. A goal today. He'll have to give it his best. He kicks from the paint, sets it high as it got the legs. They jump at it, and Kavanagh puts it through for a rush behind. A minor score this time for Deer Park. And 50-metre penalty against Jace Perkins, I believe. And there is so much happening.
Okay, I've never seen forwards niggle backmen. Normally backmen niggle forwards, but it's the opposite today, Pep.
He's got all Tony Lockett on us back in the day.
Lockie Hutchison from centre half back delivers poorly or almost, but they got through just. Matt Hutchison comes up with it, kicks inside the 50. Oh, great defensive mark by Kennedy, who just floated in, and he can repel for Deer Park again.
So Kennedy drives it long. Mark taken by Houlihan, all on his own, plays on. He goes a short ball, low ball. Mark's taken by Cooper. For about 55 out from goal, goes inside 50. You know it wasn't Cooper because Cooper's got it now. So apologies there. I think it's Perkins who had it out there. And he found Cooper and he's taken the mark. Tight angle. Have to kick it about 50. That breeze seems to have settled down a little bit. So they won't have that advantage behind him. So for a 70-point lead, kicks on its way. He's pushed it to the right, one behind to Cooper. His first score of the afternoon, 65 points to the margin. 2-6-18 Sunshine trail Deer Park 12-11, 83, 13 gone, third quarter.
So Hemmons with the kicking in duties for the Kangaroos. Sets it up in the Kavanagh direction. He had a couple of lines converge on him. Descent roved the pack to perfection and kicks up to the wing. Searching ball, looking for Castellano, but it comes the way of his teammate. They work it up the line. Here's Castellano running through. Receives the hand pass. Kicks in a smart direction. He's going to have to jump from the back. He brings it down. The Lions have numbers at the floor. Descent comes up with it though for the Kangaroos. He's caught in the tackle. Tries to bustle his way through. Couldn't get clear. Umpire calls for it. It'll be balled up at centre half forward for Sunshine, who've still only kicked 2 goals for the afternoon. Clean tap out of the ruck contest, but the Sunshine will win it forward inside the 50. Hand pass over the face of goal here. A chance for Smart. Oh, the one Lions defender won the contest and then won the free kick, and they claim the advantage. I don't know why they paid the advantage, because Hayden Maloney sat underneath it and took the mark. Then he kicks inside 50 and hits the target.
I think it's being brought back, guys.
Which is probably the right call. The umpire did pay the advantage, but there was no advantage, so it is going to come back to Deer Park. Anyway, Van Reet is the relieving option at left half back for the Lions, and he goes short. Houlihan finds Houlihan. Strikes an imposing figure, Ryan Houlihan. But watching him for Carlton, he never looked this big. He's a lot bigger in person.
He was silk at the Blues.
Oh, he's a great footballer. He kicked a wonderful goal, I remember. Deer Park Hoppers, one of the first we did last season.
Yeah, when he's on, it is. So, free kick with Cooper. Centre wing drives it to the top of the 50. McEnany should mark this, and he does. Jesse McEnany with the mark. Goes to the switch to the outer side now. Pushing forward Langwell. Got to wait for it on the bounce. His handball was smothered. Gathers again. He's seen out of bounds. Umpire's going to come in and pay a throw in.
Josh Linton's off for Sunshine, guys. He appears to have a bit of an issue with his lower leg. He's wandering around the boundary now, but he may not be able to come back on.
Thank you, Cade. So we're going to throw in 55 round for the Deer Park goal. Green off in front, just belts it inside 50. Abuid has to wait for it. Galea came out late. Ball spills to Luke Allen, got their hand. Ball over to Maloney, but he's turned it over the handball straight to Houlihan. Snaps around the body, misses near side, one behind. 66-point lead to Deer Park now. 12-12, 84. Lead Sunshine 2-6-18, 15 and a half gone third quarter.
We talk up Ryan Houlihan and he goes and misses. Liam Kavanagh goes short, dangerous ball, but Matt Hutchison made it work as Perkins converged on him. He goes short into the corridor. This is Jack Hilton. 40 from his defensive goal. Delivers nicely for Luke Allen. wants to give the hand pass across for Abu Eid. There was no Shepherd, but they had the numbers against Bruin. Back across, almost chopped off by Galea. It comes to Hutchison, no, that's Lockie. His hand pass was misguided, and the pressure's able to see it over the line for Deer Park. There'll be a boundary throw in on centre wing.
At least they're trying something there, Pep. They tried to create the run with the handball over the overlap, and they've carried it up to the centre wing position.
12-12 to 2-6. Midway point of the third term. Greenhoff just fisted forward. Galea was the target in the end. It got over his head, and then they work it okay. Defensive side of the pack. Oh, Hutchison didn't see Clicks coming. They didn't pay the free kick. Now they'll have to come and ball it up, the umpire. Oh, he was very lucky there, Hutchison.
Atkins tried to lay the Shepherd, but Clicks was too quick. He got past him.
He's an exciting prospect, Kevin Clicks. He's only played 5 games for the season. Certainly gives them something in that forward half. Greenhoff wins it down. Abu Eid read it off his hands and cleared the defensive area, but only as far as Cooper there, who delivers across the defensive part of the centre square there for Van Reed, who runs all the way through, gets to half forward, kicks long towards goal, and misses to the right-hand side. You just never know who's going to bob up next. Don't know how you beat them, to be honest. Descent takes the mark from the kick in at full-back. They've got them choked up at the moment. That's a dangerous ball. Diving in was Perkins. Couldn't affect the contest. Numbers with the Kangaroos. Here's Hayden Maloney. His high ball was ill-directed. Cooper couldn't quite bring down the mark at the foot of the pack. There's some good pressure applied. The umpire will ball it up.
So 18 gone now. Third quarter, umpire restarts play. Right half forward for the Lions. They still lead by 67 points. Clicks from the stoppage. Kick was smothered. Goes backwards, but they still might have possession. The Lions, no. Coming in hard over other Sunshine defenders now. It's with Alice. Handballs back to Hutchinson. Back to Christodoulou on his left side. Drives it long to half forward. Ben McEnany got to the back of the pack. Crumbs by Castellano. Back to McEnany. Abu Eid tried to run on it, but Ben McEnany has to crumb it himself. Now ball ends up with Van Reet. Got it to Greenhoff. Handballs over the top. Chopped off by Jake Allen. Got a little handball away. Descent's got it now. That quick kick inside 50 for the Kangaroos. In front, Habe got to the contest, but it was crushed by 3 Deer Park defenders. Ball spills out the back, but the umpire is going to ball up.
At least he created a contest, Willow. That wasn't happening in that first half. So he's brought the ball to ground, and now they've got a stoppage in their forward 50.
Yeah, so from the restart, Greenhoff wins it down. Burns shovels out a handball in the Cooper direction, and he just paddles it forward, goes past Houlihan. Clicks is going to be the first on it for Deer Park. He got a little handball, but boundary line's going to win out, and we're going to throw in centre wing out of side. 19 and a half gone now, third quarter. One-way traffic for Deer Park. 4 goals to 1 this quarter, taking a 46-point lead at half-time to 67. The umpire throws it back in. Greenhoff easily down to McKenzie, to Purton Smith. Over to Houlihan on his left side, kicks inside 50. Just Galea stuck the one hand out, gathered the crumb now. Gets around, Hilton almost got the handball away. Purton Smith spun out of one, got the handball to McCarg. Snapshot across the body, misses. One behind. Was it on the full? No, he missed everything. It's a free kick, left back pocket will go the way of the Kangaroos to Liam Kavanagh.
Oh, that would have been something. Kavanagh hoists a high ball out of defence. Stewart and McEnany set themselves. McEnany at the front. Stewart made the spoil.
Clicks.
Gets to the front. Clicks, throws it onto the boot. Perkins at the back. Here comes Kavanagh. He spilt the mark. There's a free kick. And Kavanagh claims the advantage. Gives it to Smart. Quickly back to Kavanagh. He's got nothing to give it to. Sweeps a hand pass to Hutchison, who ran into space and then gave it straight over the top. It's Knight. He delivers inside the 50. Spoiled away. And Jesse McEnany made it work. Swept the hand pass out to Kavanagh and releases the Kangaroos for now. Up towards the front there was McCarg, spilt the mark and then got his own crumbs and then somehow laid the tackle as well. He does it all, Kwame McCarg. It'll be a ball up at left half forward for the Lions, and they're leading by 67. At the stoppage, Stewart shoved out of the way by Waring, who claimed clean possession, and then his kick was pretty much useless. It went out of bounds on centre wing, gained maybe 15-20 metres of territory. I'll toss it back in front of the crowd, which is about 6 deep on the outer wing.
Thrown back in. Stewart at the back. It's good seeing back on the ground, but he hit straight to Chris Dodulu. Got around his opponent McKenzie. Breaks away, kicks in the Castellano direction. 1-on-1, but he got fisted away. Now the handball over to Williams. Goes now to McKenzie. Tries to break the tackle. Got hands free. Got it to Houlihan. Got their handball back in there tonight. Now they're in a little bit of space now. Now it's with Tester. Handballs over to Bruin, runs to the 50, took too long, umpire said play on, ends up with McCarg, got a little handball away, tried to get it back to Bruin, McCarg dives in again. Interesting decision there, no free kick, ball up, 45 out for the Deer Park goal.
It was touch and go whether he got it to his boot or not. Didn't look like it.
Didn't look like it, so we're going to have a ball up. It's McEnany and Bruin doing the ruck work. No, ruck got the hit out. Atkins dispossessed in the tackle. Comes to Burns, handballs back to Purton Smith on his left boot. Kicks it to the goal square. Perkins is going to set himself. Use of the body was superb as he nudged out Liam Kavanagh, took the mark in the goal square, and will go back for number 4. Plays on, and there's number 4.
And guess who's there having a word in Kavanagh's ear?
They don't muck around when they got set shots at goal sometimes, do they? They play on immediately.
Yeah, they don't like running straight into goals, do they? Boy?
When Perkins has the set shot, it takes about 45 seconds, and anything on an ankle, he's bang play on straight away. So he's got 4, margin 73 points, 23 gone, third quarter.
Yeah, what can you say? It's just a total
domination,
demolition, whatever you want to call it. It's just a class act at the moment, and they're showing how far behind everyone else is.
Yeah. They are great. They are great to watch.
I'll give Sunshine. They have had a crack this quarter, Pep, but it's the same old story, isn't it? Their foot skills, they turned the ball over.
Yeah, they had one of their best passes when they did the link of handballs, but of course when you handball it, eventually you're going to get caught, aren't you? And they eventually did.
You talk about what Deer Park do when they have the ball, but what they do when they don't have it is just as impressive, the pressure they put on the opposition.
Yep.
And it's just why Sunshine aren't able to execute their game plan, and we know they're a good side, but it's just a big step up to play.
The other big difference, Pep, is that Sunshine don't really seem to have anyone to kick it to, whereas Deer Park have got Perkins, Kondos, et al.
Very good point. So we return to the middle, 24 gone, third term. Stewart didn't even go up in the ruck. I think he thought he should have won a free kick. McEnany won it down, but it doesn't matter. They can't win the clearance, the Sunshine Kangaroos. Comes towards Cooper, delivers inside 50. Half volley gather was sublime by McCarg. Gives it over the top by Houlihan. Centres it up to the teeth of goal. Kondos snaps and misses. So close.
He was already off and celebrating there too.
I think he thought it was a goal.
He still does.
He still thinks it was a goal. He's got a lot to say, James Kondos, today. His first blemish, 4 goals, 1. Mark's taken by Hemmons in the left back pocket. He kicks up in the McEnany direction, but flying from the back was Alice. Took the mark, gives it to Lyons, delivers through the middle of the ground, set it up in front of Jake Allen. It was spoiled away, but Dulu, who gave it to Hayden Maloney, who pops a high ball up towards half forward. The target there was Allen, but they got so many numbers, the Lions. They work it via hand across half back. Kennedy gives it over to Purton Smith, and now running back through their half back line to Quick. Sends a high ball down the wing, searching for Stewart, and he sets himself and brings it down. Too strong for Liam Kavanagh in that instance. And now Shannon Burns, he can wheel onto his left, pops it into space. Running back, here's McCarg, couldn't quite get onto it. Running back to goal is Galea. He upends Hemmons, throws it onto the boot, and kicks the goal. Beautiful stuff from Mark Galea. You could see it happening before your very eyes, before it even happened. They are just that good, Deer Park. 14-14-98. Sunshine stranded on 2-6-18. at the 26-minute mark of the third term. It's an 80-point lead.
It's just that kick from Chris Stewart into the middle of the ground. He took the risk and he found Shannon Burns, and then they just had multiple numbers there.
Good when you can back Shannon Burns in a one-on-one.
Yeah, they just had multiple numbers streaming down this clubroom site here at Hoppers Crossing, and it was just, they were all just lining up at the moment, weren't they?
Hemmings looks to have hurt himself in that contest as well.
Big hit, Leo tacked it real hard.
Just a clash of legs, Kate.
All right, so we're going to restart play. 80 points the margin. Stewart with the left hand. Finally, actually didn't win the hit out to advantage that time because it went to Chris the Dooley, but we'll get another ball up as Shannon Burns laid the tackle. 27 gone now, third quarter. Stewart in front, hit it down. McKenzie legged. Up, I said play on. Went the handball to Clicks. Did well, gathered. Handball back to Houlihan. Houlihan, his left boot goes to Shannon Burns. He takes the mark, hard up against the boundary line. We'll have to go, plays on now. Looks to centering ball because Stewart's drifted down. Stewart's going to fly in from the side. Couldn't get a clear jump at it. Ball's fist to the boundary line in the opposite forward pocket. So throw in now, right forward pocket. 10 metres round from the right behind post. Deer Park 14-14, 98. Sunshine 2-6-18. It's fifth grand final in a row has been booked for the Lions as they win the clearance. Bouncing ball. Hemmings did well, got his body in front of it and then punched it through for a rush behind. 81 points to the margin now. 14-15, 99. Deer Park Sunshine 2-6-18.
That's a horrible turnover. Clicks juggles the mark. And he'll get his chance. He's been buzzing around, building. And now he can compose himself and go back from 30 out. No angle to speak of. Wonder if it's getting a little bit cooler out there as well. You can... Some thick cloud rolling in as Clicks lines them up. And squeezes it through. His fourth goal of the season, Kevin Clicks, in just his sixth game. And there's every chance he'll be there in a fortnight's time. He's taken his opportunities from limited chances. Deer Park extends its lead. 15-15, 105. Sunshine 2-6-18.
Yeah, he won the Rookie of the Year a few years ago now, Willow. He's always had the ability. It was just some issues off the field, and he finally he's got them right, Pep, but the boy can play.
Was he at Deer Park last year?
He played a couple of games.
I remember watching him kick, I think, about 8 goals against Spotswood about 4 or 5 years ago. I think that was before Deer Park started their current era, and it was pretty evident then he had some serious talent.
He's quick in there, he's hard at the ball.
Yeah.
Still waiting for the return of the footy.
Shout out Pep, the boys at Caroline Springs, like you call, mate.
Oh, good.
Jolie Ives, man-child. Give you the thumbs up. Keeping them interested.
Nice, I'm glad. I'm glad they're interested still. Always good
they
to get
must
some...
have had a few
Alright, so he's about to hit the 30-minute mark of this third quarter. The ball finally returned to the middle. 87 points the margin. 15-15, 105 plays 2-6-18. Deer Park well in control of this game. The umpire throws it back up. McEnany won it down. We're going to have another ball up.
Well, the quarter's gone for Willow.
We're going 33.
Yep.
I forgot to write it down. And
30 at the
it's about 28 or something, I think, in the second quarter. So restart. Stewart wins it down. Still a hot ball in the middle. Descent hits the ground. 4 players there form the pack. Another ball up. It's just when that ball goes over the fence, that's where we get the lags from, isn't it?
And then, because there's a bit of a car park, and then there's another fence.
Yeah, so from the ball up, it's a bit of volleyball there between Stewart and Van Reep, but it ends up with Sunshine. Castellano kicks the kick to half forward, goes in the Jake Allen direction, cleared him. Ben McEnany picks it up. There's a Grubbers one to half forward. Habby's got it. Got onto his left boot, dribbles one towards goal. How will the bounce? Bounces across the face, through for one behind. Cuts the margin back to 86 points now. It's 2-7-19. Sunshine trail Deer Park 15-15, 105-31 gone now, third quarter.
Three-quarter time at Wyndham Vale. North Footscray 14-12, 96. Manor Lakes 5-7, 37. So the Storm are really struggling kicking into the breeze. And you would think that 59-point margin at the final change will be beyond them. As three-quarter time comes at Hogan's Road Reserve as well. It's an 86-point lead to Deer Park. They've stamped themselves yet again, and to be expect anything less from them, they've been terrific. 7-1 in the third quarter. They set themselves up for another week.
So something positive to go on with next week, because if they drop their heads and let Deer Park pile on another 10, well, that will really affect them next week.
I suppose the other thing, they don't want any injuries now. Sunshine.
All right, so the final term to get underway on 88.9 Win FM. It's the Lions to go into the grand final. By how much? With Andrew Wilson.
So from the restart, it's going to be a clearance for the Lions. They link by hand. McKenzie got it there to Clicks. Now he drives one long to full forward. One-on-one contest down there was McCarthy brought to ground, still a loose ball. Kavanagh gathers, goes with the banana. The bouncing ball, but the Gallagher lays the tackle. Comes to descent now, high ball, going to be chopped off as Quick takes the mark on his knees. Van Reet streaming past, goes back with the handball, then goes back to Quick. Went to go to Van Reet, but he kicks a high ball to centre half forward. The pack flies, Burns flew, couldn't bring it down. Ends up with Smart, drives it to half forward, ball, loose ball, dangerous spot, running onto it now. Lions, could he pick it up? He can't. It's picked up there. Oh, they've turned it over though. Haby's got it now from 48, goes towards goal. Misses left side, one behind. 85 points the margin in favour of Deer Park. 15-15 plays. 2-8, 1 minute gone, final quarter.
So the last couple of scores have gone the way of Darren Havey for Sunshine as they bring it out of defence far too easily. Again, Kane McKenzie takes the mark and sends it down the wing for Cooper, who takes the mark right in front of his team's interchange gates. It's chopped off though, his next kick in the chain. Allen sends it up the wing. That was a good ball. McInerney gathers, kicks inside the 50. It was a poor kick though. Quick chops it off, gives it to Williams. By hand to McKenzie again, and now Houlihan. So they're slick with their hands out of half-back. The Lions, that wasn't the best hand pass though to Cooper, and he steps over the boundary line. Hands the ball to the boundary umpire, who will toss it back in. At the throw in, Stewart in front position, wins it down, but the Kangaroos clear inside 50 and into the hole. Oh, Allen, he dropped the mark he should have taken, gives it back to Lyons, works into some space, throws it onto the boot. High ball, Havey and Kennedy, one out in the goal square. Kennedy did brilliantly and then gave the hand pass over to Cooper, who delivers for Stewart. No, Houlihan.
That's just the difference. That ball there, Kennedy had the back position where the Sunshine defenders, with the breeze, they take the front position. So they would have got outmarked then, but that's just experience, isn't it?
So Houlihan's kick, so fisted out of bounds with a throw in front of the Deer Park interchange bench on the outer side. In the ruck, Stewart wins it down. Now the ball's with Lyons, he's dispossessed, he's been pinged for holding the ball. Free kick will go away.
Heavens, I think.
So free kick to Burns, he goes out wide, gets Houlihan. There's a little short one over the top to Cooper, and he goes another little short one forward, looking for Perkins. Gathered with the one hand, there swings back on his left boot, goes inside 50, and there's a mark to McCarg.
Too easy.
In the left forward pocket.
You mentioned Smackers that Sunshine don't want to get any injuries. Well, Jesse McInerney's just come off holding his arm and looks in a bit of pain, so that'll be a worry.
Yeah.
So McCarg with the mark. Kick about 30 metres out. Tidy Shangle in the left forward pocket. Comes in, kicks on its way. Umpire has set a goal. So another one for Kwame McCarg. Number 3 on the afternoon. Margin out to 91 points now. 16-15, 101 Deer Park lead Sunshine 2-8-24 gone, final quarter.
Yeah, I don't know there's much more that Sunshine can get out of this except for the siren to go as quick as possible, because it's just a training run now for the Deer Park Football Club.
Well, injuries are always a worry late in games, and no, Deer Park won't want to sustain any. There's not much for Sunshine to gain either, but there's still something to lose. So out of the middle, Smart tries to win the clearance, gets caught a couple of times, wasn't pinged even though he dropped the footy. Then they jump on it, it still spills clear. They're trying to bustle it out, the Kangaroos. Good pressure shown, clearance comes up to half forward. Jake Allen takes the mark, and then Purton Smith gets in the way. Maybe lucky to not give away 50 there. Kick inside 50, looking for Habe. Had his jumper held onto there by Kennedy. Then he was just disposed of over the boundary line, along with the ball. And the umpire will toss it in 40 metres out in the right forward pocket.
Yeah. As well as McInerney, Josh Linton's also in his training gear and might be coming back on. So
I reckon they're just putting Linton on ice because he's a very important player for them. They can't win the game. There's no point having him out there really. From the stoppage. Oh, one hand pinged there for the Kangaroos. Umpire didn't pay it. Spills out to the side. Socket off the ground. Gallagher in the hole. Gives it over to Cooper. In some space. Delivers nicely, looking for Purton Smith, but McCarg took it anyway, gives it over to Clicks. He could almost go all the way. From here he runs through the middle, kicks to full forward. Kondos the target, it gets over the back. Off hands by Abuid, he did well. Confronted by Kondos, who again forced the turnover. Spills to Perkins, who dribbles through the goal. And Perkins celebrates just as much. Rather, it was Kondos who celebrated just as much as Perkins did. Perkins kicks his 5th, and they closed in on a 100-point lead. It's 97 at the moment, 6 gone final term.
Started from the back line here, Pep again.
Yeah.
Kennedy just one-on-one, too strong. Got a boundary throw in, and away they went. They switched the ball.
how many is that now for Perkins? Mark Bullen said he wanted a bag from him today, and he's certainly got it.
He's got 2 over the top, I think.
Still got to kick him.
Yep.
So
you kick them, will they?
I would. Sunshine may not. Anyway, from the restart.
We're all thinking.
Sorry about that, Sunshine. Sunshine looked to go forward. It was Maloney with the handball. Now they kick to half forward, looking for Hemmings to the mark. So it's Lions.
Yeah, from
That's the
Hemmings.
mark. Now it's a wobbler across half forward. Bouncing ball, hopefully it bounces away. Chris Dudula, it does, on his left side, runs to 40 and puts it through. First goal to the Hogan's Road end this afternoon for Sunshine Kangaroos. Their 3rd of the afternoon, margin back to 91 points, 17-15, 117, Deer Park to 3-8, 26 Sunshine.
He's been good, Hemmings, in the back line. He hasn't taken a backward step. He's been involved in numerous scuffles. Good kick then, one of the rare occasions out of the back line they've hit a target. And then Lyons' kick was just their standard all day. One eventually wobbled its way to Chris Dulu, who finished off nicely.
At the bounce in the middle, Greenhoff won it down cleanly. Coming off the back line was Luke Allen. He got a hand on him just as he tried to kick it, and it spills up to half forward. And they might be able to get it inside 50, but they've turned it over. Well done by Hemmings. He's been terrific. Pumps it from half back to half forward, and Habe leads up and takes the mark. He'll kick from the arc at 50, directly in front at centre half forward. To string a couple together for the Kangaroos.
Only kicked 2 goals all day, and now they could have 2 in a couple of minutes.
Well, it doesn't count for a whole lot, Cade. But you're right, Habe on the approach. Let's fly from 50. It might not have the legs. In fact, it's going to come just short. Greenhoff climbs in. Langwell rove the pack, almost kicked the goal. It was smothered off his boot, and they clear it out. A hack kick, and it finds Cooper, who delivers up towards Houlihan, who takes the mark up against the boundary line, and they're running in waves down the outer side. First in the chain here is Shannon Burns. Gets around Atkins pretty easily. Pokes a kick up in the Kondos direction. gave it over to Clicks, and now up the line to McCarg, who ran in towards Smart. He somehow got it back to Burns, who kicks inside the 50 for Perkins. Had it fisted away from him, and the Kangaroos can clear out of defence. Christodoulou had front spot, but jumping up was Clicks, took the mark, tried to give it off a little too eagerly to Houlihan, and they've turned it over. Christodoulou again, and now Smart kicks up towards half forward. Quick was good in the defence there. It comes to Castellano, ducks and weaves his way around, and then centres the ball to Lyons, who marks. And he'll have a set shot from the same spot as Habe did just a moment ago, but from a little closer in. He'll kick from 40. Manor Lakes within 38 points. But
how long, Pep?
there's
Sorry.
no time codes on these scores. Sorry. Lyons, he'll kick from just inside the 50, floats it through the middle. A couple of consolations late. Nathan Lyons with his first 1 goal 3 this afternoon. Margin is 85 rather. Deer Park 17-15, 1-17. Sunshine at 4-8-32, 10 minutes gone, final term.
Yeah, just moved the ball well then. First time all game, I reckon, Pep, that they strung a few delivery by foots to the targets, and Castellano, obviously a class player, just summed up the situation well and fell Lyons on his own.
Yep.
From the restart, Greenhoff wins it down. Ismail got a little handball away. Bruin slammed to the ground by Allen. Ellis with the handball, he's given it up to Gallagher. Tried to get his handball away, he's under pressure. Clicks comes in with another good tackle. He's been good this afternoon. And the pack forms on centre wing, ball up. So nearly 11 gone now. Final quarter, 85 points the margin. Favour of Deer Park. Greenhoff with the left hand. Ball just falls to the bottom of the pack. Umpire will come in again and ball it up. 5 to Perkins, 4 to Condos, 3 to McCarg. It's been a dominant performance. They restart play and then we'll get another ball up. Same spot still on centre wing. Club room side of Hogan's Road Reserve.
They haven't dropped their heads at all, have they, Smackers?
No, they're still having a crack in.
Waring got it. Ismail dispossessed. Atkins got it. A handball to Hemmings. His kick goes out of bounds on the full. A free kick for either Van Reed or Gallagher. We go to Van Reed. Still wait for the ball to come back. I think one of those afternoons, retrieving the footies. So Van Reed, right half back. Goes long down the line. A good mark. Greenhoff takes it. It's a good luxury if you've got Greenhoff and Stewart in your side. So it's Greenhoff this time taking the mark, and he goes long down the line again as well. Looking for a mark. McCarg flew, got his hands up, couldn't bring it down. Maloney did well, but he got his kick smothered. Clicks is in there again. Handballed over the top there to McKenzie. Runs inside 50, runs to 30, goes for the pass. Didn't go the goal. It's picked up there by Galea, was it? And he hooked it too much. One behind. 86 points to lead. 17-16, 118 Deer Park. To Sunshine, 4-8-32, 13 gone almost, final quarter.
Abouid sends a long ball out of defence. Cooper jumped up with Perkins, and then it came into the hands of Kavanagh, who breaks through a couple of tackles, takes a bounce, delivers up to Habe, who gathered brilliantly on the half volley, swept a hand pass back out of the defensive 50 for Descent, who sends it back inside. Allen running back with a flight, he can't track it to the line, and out it goes, up against the right hand behind post. There'll be a boundary throw in.
Yeah, just the wrong option there. He had Castellano running straight up the middle of the ground at him. But, he ignored him.
From the throw in, Greenhoff at the back wins it down into space, though it's gathered by Christodoulou, goes backwards and finds Hemmings, who's worked up from defence to take the mark. He'll have the set shot. He'll have to kick it 55 though. And he wouldn't want to get too close The man on the mark, Ryan Houlihan, with a decent reach on him. Jess Hemmons from outside 50, lays into it with the left boot. Was always near side. A minus score.
Probably been one of Sunshine's best players today, boys. Yep. Tried his heart out.
They've all had a crack, to be honest. It's just the opposition is just so hard to break down. Van Reet does the kicking in, kicks in the Houlihan direction. You had to spoil from behind, back to where it came. Van Reet was there and he was onto it, gathered it on the bounce, split the defence there, and then McCarg cleverly tried to tap it into his teammate's hands, and then a great tackle from Hilton holds things up. It'll be balled up at full forward for the Kangaroos, who trail 4-9-33 to 17-16, 118.
Greenhoff wins the hit out. Fast descent though. Back to Krista Dooley. Back to Atkins at the 50 left boot. Oh, it's felt the feet of Habe. Tried to gather it in again, but it's going to be cleared. It's free kick. We'll go away of McKenzie. Van Reek does the clear and kick. It's Cooper, left half back. He's in no rush at the moment, Cooper. The little short one. Missed the target. Missed Bruin, and it's gone out of bounds. And we're going to throw in about 70 around from the Sunshine goal. They trail by 85 points. We're going 15 and a half final quarter. Deer Park booked themselves into the Division 1 Grand Final, 5th in a row. And from the restart, we'll get another ball up.
Do you know what the record is for most consecutive grand finals?
That'd be this.
That'd be Spotty, wouldn't they? They played 9?
Yeah, Spotswood played in a lot in a row.
Yeah, but
They didn't win them.
They didn't win 4 in a row, and then doesn't look then. Deer Park look like they're going to win their 5th. So from the restart, we've got a free kick to go the way of Hilton for the Kangaroos. He's getting plenty of advice from the Deer Park coaches as he drives it long inside 50. Cooper flew, but it's crumbed there by Knight. His handball was knocked down. So in the left forward pocket for the Kangaroos, and we'll get a ball up in front of the scoreboard, which reads 17-16, 118. Deer Park Sunshine 4-9-33. Time ticks to nearly 16 and a half minutes of the final quarter. Greenhoff uncontested with the hit out. Burton Smith tried to run onto it. A quick kick out of the pack goes to full forward. No mark's been able to be taken there. Descent wrapped up in attack, got his handball away. And a quick kick.
Waring?
By Waring. Pushed it right, one behind, cuts the margin back to 84 points. 4-10-34, Sunshine. Deer Park 17-16, 1-9-0. I don't know where that came from. So,
Nearly there, Willow.
nearly there.
It's been a long day.
Yeah.
Spare a thought for Sunshine, though.
And their supporters.
Yeah.
They're still hanging around out here, guys.
Well, there's still hope in their season. They earned the double chance. And then another by winning last week, so they'll have another crack at either Spotswood or Hoppers next week.
This last quarter's been okay from him, hasn't it? I mean, he said at 3/4 time, you know, next week starts now. Done pretty well on that score, giving them something to go on with.
Yeah. So Van Reet sends it out of defence.
Held up.
High ball, Hemmons hits the pack hard, fists it towards the boundary line. Kennedy, will he try to keep it in? No. Happily sees it over. Be tossed in under the scoreboard in the right forward pocket.
There's no atmosphere around the ground, is there now?
It's dropped.
Wide out, the ground's quiet in the stands.
At the throw in, Greenhoff and Waring. Waring flicks it over the back. Hemmons, he's got a hand pass over the top. Allen to Alice, back to Allen. He's in. There's a free kick. Alice will win it. He was held on to after he'd gotten rid of the ball by Pert Smith. Now he gives it back to Atkins, who from 40 out sends it long for a goal. Chris Atkins with his first of the afternoon. It's back to 78 points, but it's no consolation for Sunshine. They've been well beaten today. Deer Park 17-16, 118. Sunshine 5-10-40. Only a minute or so away from time on in the final term. Got nothing to say.
No. I'm just the way Deer Park have demolished another opponent.
Well, the last 3 goals to Sunshine. There we go. There's a positivity from the restart. Trenton Smith bursts out of the pack. But the handball now goes to half forward. Burns on his own. I don't know why he's on his own. He goes a little short ball inside 50. Finds Galea on his own.
It's just a pleasure to watch, isn't it?
Yeah, they get a ball themselves all the time.
They just make space for each other and they run and create.
It's almost like they flick a switch as soon as the opposition kicks a goal or gets a run on. Out comes this amazing bit of play.
Yeah, just their foot skills and their quick hands in close just sets them apart from anyone else at the moment.
So Mark Galea, 2 this afternoon, 25 on the season for number 3 today. Comes in from about 30, goes towards goals, hooked it to the left.
Dragging.
And one behind.
Missed the last 2, hasn't he, Pep? His last 2 shots.
Yeah, it's not good enough.
Got a bit of a rap from Mark Bullen at 3/4 time.
So the Kangaroos at least aggressive out of defence. That was poor though. Greenhoff chopped it off. Gave it to Burns, kicks inside the 50. Perkins the target, front and centre. Christodoulou for the Kangaroos, gives it back to Atkins by hand. Over the top again, a high ball down the wing. Looks like Greenhoff's got it covered. He sure does. He takes the mark. Not a whole lot of movement up ahead. Pokes the kick up towards right half forward, and leading up, taking the mark is Max Bruin in the bright green boots. Kicks inside the 50. McCarg's the target. Oh, he juggled it surely. No, umpire let it go. Kavanagh gets his hands on the football. McCarg emerges with it somehow. Sweeps the hand pass up. He's turned it over. Oh, he's a joy to watch, Kwame McCarg. We didn't quite get it right that time as Descent takes a strong contested mark in the middle of the ground, and he can send it up in the Habe direction. Oh, just cleared the fingertips of Quick into Habe's arms, and then his kick short was poor. Great fist came from the back from Mackenzie, and well done again. Mackenzie to Mackenzie. It was Kane to Jake, and then they come out of defence. Numbers though with the Kangaroos. Christodoulou did well. Steps around an opponent, delivers inside the 50, and Quick in the hole takes the mark for Deer Park. It's just been a not quite sort of day for Sunshine, and when you're not quite on against Deer Park, you lose by 80 points. It's the way it is.
So the umpire's fallen over in the middle.
He's gone down with cramp.
Yeah, he's gone down. And
He's struggling.
The ball's with Knight. He just handles it over the tester. Umpire's still down. Keep an eye on him, boys. Kick the half forward. Castellano just punches it. Might come off. Ellis, can he pick it up? He can. Handball's knocked down. Off the ground goes Ismail, but it might come back with Lyons now. He kicks a high ball to half forward. The umpire's up. Bit of holding there. The umpire couldn't see. He did, because the other umpire came in and saw it.
The Deer Park.
The trainers are over to the ump to give him a hand.
The Deer Park trainers come out.
So Habe with a short ball finds Smart. Marks on the 50 directly in front. The umpire's all right.
He's holding his hammy before. I'm not sure if he's done anything or if he's just cramped.
I think
it's just cramped.
He's left hammy. Seized on him.
Oh, he's being
coming off in the arms of the trainers.
Oh, the fetch is the other way, boys. Go the other side.
I was going to
closer.
Say, he doesn't have to go through the interchange.
So Smart from 50 kicks the goal.
Nige.
Lucky Smart. First of the afternoon.
So, seeing an umpire going off to the Deer Park bench probably won't please the Sunshine supporters very much, who think they've been favouring them anyway.
So the goal to Smart. It's a 73-point margin now. 6-10, 46 to 17, 119. Nearly 23 gone at this final quarter.
They finished off really well. Will they? 4 goals, 3 this quarter?
Kicked the last 4 in a row.
Yep. Build a bit of momentum moving into next week.
Well, they need to steel themselves because they know they're good enough to get into a grand final, but they've got to produce one more performance next week, Sunshine, and they're going to win the clearance here. Out of the middle, kick inside the 50, up in the direction there of a mystery number who's appeared out of nowhere.
I think it's
Lockie Langwell, isn't it?
I thought it was Ben Meckin,
is it?
Because he had his jumper ripped earlier.
So he's got number 30 now.
Yeah, I saw it earlier. I went, I'm not going to call that.
Thanks for telling me, Willow. Great teamwork in the commentary box this afternoon. Love the way you go about it. From the throw-in, Greenhoff reaches over the top, wins it down. Umpire comes in and balls it up again. You were whinging about last week when Hoppers Crossing changed their players' numbers and they fooled you. Done a number on yourself today. Houlihan just gets it onto the boot. And umpires
I think he
paid a free kick and now play on. Running through the middle of the ground is Burns. He's knocked over after he disposed of it. Gave it to Ismail. Kicks to full forward at the back. Spills to the front. Here's a chance for Galea. He goes to ground and makes... spills out. Christodoulou's a chance. Gives it over the top to Hilton. Ducks and weaves his way through a tackle. Kicks up towards the wing. Purton Smith attacked it. Might get it through the middle. Now he does. Runs to half forward. Delivers inside the 50. McCarg's there. They all met each other in the contest. Spills to the front. Kangaroos trying to bring it out. Christodoulou releases Kavanagh. Up the field to Hemmons. They've opened it up nicely, the Kangaroos. Forward of the wing here is Hemmons. Kicks inside the 50. Habe got away from Kennedy and takes the mark.
Premature groan there, Smackers.
I thought
He plays on
a bit more.
from 50, hoists it into the pocket. It's a poor kick. Test as well set. Couldn't bring down the mark in the pocket. The dribble goes through for a behind as it was touched through there by Rod Van Riet.
Not sure what Habe was up to there.
Not sure either. 6-11 to 17-17. 25 gone in the final term. And a nice ball goes from Burns to Kennedy. He's at centre half back.
So Kennedy goes the switch, but it's a shocker. It's chopped off there by Descent inside the centre square. Goes a little short ball for Castellano. Gathers on the bounce. Now swings around on his right boot. Went looking there in the Lions' direction. Went over his head. And then seen over the boundary line by Van Riet. We'll get a throw in about 20 round from the left behind post. Inside the Sunshine attacking 50. 25 and a half gone. Final quarter. It is Greenhoff just belts it outside defensive 50. No one can pick it up though. Descent's first there, couldn't gather. Now Clicks ducked under a tackle, got a great handball away to Burns. He's got Gallagher, he's got Purton Smith outside. Can he get it to him? He has now. Purton Smith now runs to half forward, goes in the Perkins direction and takes the mark. Down low, and he will go back for goal. Number 6.
He won't have much of a breeze to kick into, guys. It's really dropped off now.
So Perkins will kick from about 40, slight angle. Comes in now. Kicks on its way. Got close to the man on the mark, but I think he got it, and he has. 6 for Jace Perkins. 78 points the lead. Deer Park 18-17. 125 to 6-11, 47 Sunshine.
James Kondos isn't there to do the celebrating.
No, he's been rested all this quarter, Kate. They put him in cotton wool. They put in Chris Stewart, hasn't featured since just before three-quarter time. So
sitting on the...
Just lost you there, Kate, for a moment. Right. That's all right. Back in the middle. Greenhoff wins it down. First hands to Descent. He clears the danger area. Kicks inside the 50. Habe hit it hard. Now Castellano front and centre. Had to come from defensive side of the pack. Gets the hand pass looking for Lyons. It'll come back to Castellano in a bit of space. And then he sizzles the ball short. And that was nicely done. Finds his teammate there in Ben Christodoulou, who's 40 out, slightly right of centre.
He's kicked one this quarter, Willow, hasn't he?
Yep, he has. He's got 20 goals on the year. So 78 points behind. And on the left, he misses to the near side. So Sunshine 6-12, 48. Trail Deer Park 18-17, 125. 1 goal, 1 for Christodoulou this afternoon. How much does a performance like this affect how they go about it next week, Smackers, in a game that obviously now there's nothing they can do about this?
No, they've just got to move on.
Will it affect their confidence?
Well, that's why they had to have a finish off with a good last quarter, which they have done. So it's just about now recovering, having a quick chat now, and get into recovery mode, and then Tuesday night or Monday